Hey, what's going on, Internet? Welcome to another Blender workflow video. In today's video, we will be making this alien world scene. Before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Alright, so starting off like usual, delete the default objects and add a cylinder. Then change the vertex count to 16. Switch to edit mode, add an edge loop in the middle, and scale the loop out. Insert another edge loop to better define the shape of the mesh. Next, add a subdivision surface modifier and change the subdivision and render levels to 3. Add supporting edge loops as shown. Then we can get rid of the top face and add more edge loops to better define the shape. Now with the shape of the spaceship more or less defined, add a new sphere object and get rid of the bottom half. Afterwards, scale and reposition the sphere to fit the body of the spaceship. Then change the shape of the spaceship and move some of the edge loops around. Then add a cylinder, switch to edit mode, inset the top face and extrude the vertices down. Then inset the face one more time to add a supporting edge loop. Next, add a subdivision surface modifier and change the subdivision and render levels to 3. Then add one last supporting edge loop as shown. Now we can add a Bezier circle to add these lights around the body of the spaceship. Scale it out as shown and select the light we just made. Next, add an array modifier and curve modifier. In the curve modifier settings, change the curve object to the Bezier circle and then mess with the settings of the array modifier to add an adequate number of lights. Once you are happy with the number of lights, select the cylinder and rotate it along the x-axis. Then scale and reposition the lights until you get your desired result. You may have to reshape the body of the spaceship like I did to make everything fit well. Now parent everything to the spaceship mesh. Next, click on the dome object, switch over to edit mode, and select the top vertices as shown. Duplicate them and separate by selection. Back into object mode, select the new object and move it up slightly. Then add a solidify modifier and change the thickness to a desired value. Afterwards, add a subdivision surface modifier and change the subdivision and render levels to 3. Reposition this shape to fit on top of the dome and parent the shape to the body of the spaceship. Now we will move on and make the antenna. Add a Bezier circle and rotate it 90 degrees along the y-axis. Move the curve up and scale it down. Rotate the curve along the z-axis, and in the curve settings under the geometry tab, add some depth to the curve. Now reposition the antenna. And finally, add an icosphere, change the subdivisions to 3, right-click and change to smooth shading. Scale down the icosphere and reposition it to fit on top of the antenna. Now parent the new objects to the spaceship's body. Next, we can move on to making the ground. Add a circle and change the vertex count to 6 to turn it into a hexagon. Rotate it along the Z-axis 25 degrees. Switch to edit mode and extrude the vertices up. Then press F3, search for grid fill to fill the top face as shown. To distort the ground, add a new cloud texture as shown. Add a displace modifier to the ground and select the texture you just created. Change the strength to a desired value. Now we can add more detail to the ground. Add a circle object to make a new hexagon. Switch to edit mode and extrude the vertices up. Then, add a solidify modifier and change the thickness. Now we can duplicate the object and place the duplicates around the ground. Finally, let's add some alien plants to the ground. Add a plane, switch to edit mode and merge the vertices at the center. Extrude the vertex up and add a skin modifier and a subdivision surface modifier. Now extrude the top vertex to add branches to the plant. Sometimes it helps to switch to wireframe mode. And now scale the vertices by pressing Ctrl A or Command A on the map. Also make duplicates of the object and place them around the ground. Alright, that was it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this in the future. And also don't forget to check out my Patreon page to gain access to this blend file and many more. Thanks for watching!